Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I thought we would carry on today with carving our little guy. So this is where we've got to, and as you can see I've put a couple of little pencil marks on here in readiness, and what we're going to do today is start getting a bit more detail on here. So what I'll do, I'm going to move the camera a bit closer in and we'll make a start. Right then guys, so I'm trying a slightly different camera angle today, and what I wanted to start with is this little mark up by the head here. Now I'll give you a close-up. There's one on this side, one on the other, and really this is just a case of taking your knife, putting a little bit of a stop cut straight down that line, and then one on the other side. Hopefully you can vaguely see what I'm doing here, and then the same on the other side of the head. Bear with me. Let's get that lined up. So hopefully you can see those little stop cuts there, and then all you're going to do is use the blade of your knife just to lever that out. Might need to tidy it up a little bit, like so. I'll just do the one on the other side. Give it a quick tidy. And there we go. Now I can tidy that up later on, but hopefully you can see just how much of a difference those 4 small little cuts make to the shape of our head. Now I'm going to put this knife away. I'm going to bring out this little peanut knife, and just to give you an example, I'll put that next to my finger. This really is a tiny little blade on here, and it's quite useful because for this I'll be holding it kind of halfway down the blade and almost using it kind of like a pencil in that respect. And what we want to do is look at these little arms. So I've drawn on a very rough arm shape, and a little hand at the end, and what we want to do is excavate all of this around the outside of the arm and the hand, to leave this proud of the rest of the figure. So to do that I'm going to be putting a little line down here and another one down here, and a sort of a series of very small stop cuts, almost dots, along the side of the hand. So I'm going to start doing that now. It's very difficult for me to try and do this on camera for you to see, so hopefully you'll bear with me. And you just want to start by putting that line in. Make sure it's relatively deep, and then you can kind of extend that round onto the hand. I'm doing this by just kind of pushing the tip of the blade in here. And that's about it for now. And then what I want to do is cut down at a bit of an angle from the outside towards this line. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. And again, I am at a bit of a funny angle for me to be able to see what I'm doing. Let's see. So I'm not sure if that will pick up okay. You can see it's starting to sort of carve away a little bit, and what we'll be doing is working from back here round towards the front, so that this particular piece, so the piece of the arm, becomes what's the word for it, sort of it stays higher than the rest of the material around it, I suppose. I'm sure there is a proper word for it, my brain's just not working at the moment. And again, this is a really funny angle. Let me try the back side as well. So if I get this line down here, and again, it doesn't have to be too deep just yet. You can extend that later on. And what we're looking to do is just get that line to meet up with one from the outside. And that's much better. So again, hopefully that will be picking up on the camera. So this line on the back here is just getting that line, if you can just about see it there, just starting to make that arm raise out a bit. So what I'll do, I'm just going to carry on working this for a few minutes, and I'll skip through this footage for you, and I'll come back when you can see the results. Right, so hopefully you can see what I'm going with here, guys. You know, very early stages yet, and I probably won't bore you with the whole thing, but certainly the back is starting to get a bit more pronounced. And again, when we come down to the bottom here, you know, we'll be moving a little bit of the material away from the feet here, to sort of open up where the hands are. And I think what I'll do, I'm just going to move the camera around a bit again. I'm not too keen on this angle, and we'll come back. Right then, guys, so I'm not sure how useful that footage was. I'm going to try and piece it together and at least get something vaguely watchable for when I come to edit it. However, you can see now what I mean by the arms kind of slightly protruding. They could go further than this, but I'll be honest, this is quite tricky, or at least I'm finding it very tricky. And it's not the kind of carving that I'm used to. So I'm going to leave them like that for now. And I think what we'll do is we'll review that, and we'll come back and start looking at some of the clothes in the next episode.